Jay. I'm up here in my attic, and today I'm going to take you through the household maintenance checklist. Here we go. Okay, we've got two maintenance tasks up here in the attic. The first one is adding vinegar to your condensate line on your air conditioner unit. All the moisture that's in your house that's being removed to take down the humidity and everything will actually be flowing through this condensation line. And because it's moist all the time, it's a good area for mold and other things to grow. White vinegar is a nice natural product that will kill anything that's trying to grow in your condensation line. The second item on the list is the filter for the HVAC system. All right, this is the entrance right here. Each system is going to be different, but in this case, just pull the filter out. This should be changed every 1 to 3 months, depending on how much you're running your air conditioner. You can see that this is pretty dirty. Let me just compare it to a new one. And you can see the comparison here, black versus white. I've actually been letting this go for a little while now. It's been a little bit more than 2.5 months. I've been letting it go because I knew I was going to be making this video and I wanted a dirty filter to show you guys. Okay, one tip is ordering a bunch off of Amazon. That's what I do. So in this case, I've got a whole box of them. And that way, every couple months when I come up here, I'm able to just pull a new one out. And then when I get low, I order a new box. You can see the dimensions on the side. Some of these HVAC systems have like really unique filter sizes. This one in particular. So this is 19 7/8 by 21.5 by 1. Not everybody's gonna have that. Make sure that you check to see which one you have and that you have some backups for future switch outs. You wanna make sure that the airflow is pointed the correct way so that this filter captures all the particulates in your line in the proper manner. Of course, the air conditioner had to come on right as I was changing it out, but make sure you get it in there, orient it the right way, close it up, and that's it. It's a really simple change. Item 3 on the checklist is inspecting your dryer and cleaning out as much as possible around your dryer. I'm not able to do a full cleaning like a professional will be able to do because I don't have all the tools and equipment. I try to run a vacuum in the lint trap. I try to pull off the duct at the bottom and I vacuum in there and pull out anything I can find. I just did this a few months ago, so it's not that bad. There's just a little bit of dust inside here. Then I use my ladder to go up on the roof where the dryer vent duct exits, and I just put my hand in there and pull out anything that's trying to start to clog up the duct line. I find by doing this every 6 to 12 months that I'm able to avoid that big clog emergency. I'd much rather have a professional come in every few years on a scheduled basis rather than for an emergency situation. Alright, we've covered 3, we've got 4 to go. Number 4 on the checklist is flushing your tankless water heater, if you happen to have one. If you have hard water in your area, it's important to flush at least once a year, unless you have a water softener, or live in an area where there's really not hard water, then you can flush it every few years. Now, I made an entire video on how to flush a tankless water heater, so I'm gonna link it below in the description. Check it out if you need to. Item 5 on the checklist is inspecting your roof and your gutters, and I do it with a drone. You can do it with a ladder and get up there yourself, but you put yourself at risk. So I usually fly a drone. Got a nice 4K video, and I'm able to zoom in on certain areas and check out and inspect all my shingles, make sure that there's no visible signs of damage anywhere. I look in the gutters and I check to see if there's any standing water, and I'm able to drain it. And I'm able to find the problematic areas if there happen to be any without actually leaving the ground. So I generally just do a drone flyover every 6 to 12 months to make sure that everything looks good. I also did an entire video on this topic, so I'm gonna link it in the description below. Item 6 on the checklist. If you happen to have central air, then you have an outdoor air conditioner unit. There's a few items you can take care of before you call in the HVAC guy. Now, an HVAC specialist will have to come in every once in a while to replace the coolant inside of your air conditioner unit. But you can see if your air conditioner unit's working well with a few of these tips. In reality, condensate drain pipes get clogged, whether it's an algae growing in the line or an animal friend trying to make a new home. Use a glove and try to clear out any debris with your finger. If really clogged, try using a wet vacuum to suction out the debris. Do a visual inspection inside your AC unit. Is it debris-free? Do all parts and wires look like they're in good condition? If the answer is no, then you need to get in there and do some maintenance. If your AC doesn't seem to be working, it could be a frozen condensate line caused by a clogged pipe. Feel the insulated condensate line. It should be cold and wet. Check for a temperature difference between your two lines. If no difference, you might need a coolant recharge. The outdoor AC unit is a giant heatsink which blows the heat from your house to the atmosphere. Make sure the aluminum fins are clean and debris-free to maximize efficiency. If you live in the South, always watch out for venomous snakes. How does central air conditioning work? Well, it all starts with a thermostat. You're hot, so you turn the temperature down. Electricity flows to a circuit board that turns on a fan in your condenser unit. And the electricity also travels to the blower inside your HVAC, or heating, ventilation, and air conditioning unit. This is the evaporator. The blower just to the right sucks air into the return. The air passes through the filter, capturing particulates, is cooled and dehumidified while it passes across the evaporator coil, and then is returned to your home through air conditioner vents. Very cold refrigerant is passed through your evaporator coils, which absorbs massive amounts of heat energy right out of the air. Because the coils are so cold, moisture in the air condenses on the evaporator, drips down to drain through the condensate line. The refrigerant cycling through the evaporator heats up and changes from a liquid to a vapor because it has a boiling point of approximately 40 degrees Fahrenheit. This warmed up refrigerant vapor carries the heat energy outside to the condenser unit where it's run through the compressor. Since the vapor is still colder than the air outside and we want to get rid of that heat energy, a compressor is used to pump that refrigerant into a smaller diameter pipe. If you remember the ideal gas law back from high school, PV equals nRT, when the pressure of the gas increases, so does the temperature. The refrigerant warms up to somewhere between 120 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit, warmer than the outside air, and is pushed through the condenser unit. The condenser unit is nothing more than a large heat sink that pulls out heat energy from the refrigerant, and a giant fan blows that heat energy up into the atmosphere. I made a video that explains the science of a heat sink if you want to check it out. The condenser cools the refrigerant enough to change it back to a cool liquid. This liquid flows back up to the evaporator, pushed through the line by a compressor, which acts like a pump or a heart. Before it reaches the evaporator though, one more extremely important thing happens. The refrigerant passes through an expansion valve that lowers the pressure around the refrigerant. This decreases the boiling point of the refrigerant, causing some of the liquid refrigerant to boil and turn into a vapor. Anytime a liquid changes to a gas, it requires a lot of energy. That energy has to come from somewhere, and in this case it comes from the liquid refrigerant. When heat energy leaves the refrigerant, it becomes even colder before cycling through the evaporator. This cycle continues until your room is cooled down to the desired temperature. This is how an air conditioner works. It's just science. Item 7 on the checklist, the final one. If you happen to have a sprinkler system, it's important to always check to make sure that it's working properly. The sprinkler system is so fragile that the plastic pipes that all the sprinkler system water flows through can break easily. And if you aren't inspecting regularly, then the sprinkler system might come on in the middle of the night and you never see that you're leaking out hundreds of gallons of water each night. So it not only wastes a lot of water, but it also drives up your bill every month. By checking every few months, your entire system will just run more smoothly and efficiently. In our house, we have 4 zones for the sprinkler system. So first thing is we're gonna start the test zone for zone 1. You're just doing a visual inspection to see how everything's working. So we're moving on to zone 2. This one's covered, so we're gonna fix that. This one, I can hear the water, but I can't see it. The sprinkler head's completely buried. We're just about buried there. It's not doing its job. And this one's pretty good. I just got some chalk so I can mark the sidewalk where the bad sprinklers are. On to zone 3. Good, 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 not good, good. This one is definitely having some issues. And then last but not least, let's check out zone 4. just using a spade shovel to dig the sprinkler out.
And don't believe in make believe, just make your hands meet. Say a weekend and a week and never stress a thing. But we gon' go another day when we don't disagree. And when the sun's shining, regardless if you do believe. Hey, celebrate, and in the morning when I see your face. Need you more when you go, I need you more every day. Keep a foot on the brake in case I lose all control. Yeah, so baby don't lose control. I'm focused on you.
Alright, just finished the labor. Now it's been a long time since I've actually done that. It's probably been a year and a half. And in hindsight, I wish I had done it sooner. Some of my sprinkler heads are still sunk a little bit low. If I have to bring them up to level service again, I'm probably gonna have to dig up some pipes and move some things around and make a bigger hole, but we'll see how it works for now. Let's check it out. That one's still a little low. You can actually see that one. And this one's looking really good. This one's doing much better. It wasn't even able to come all the way up. It's hard to see, but there's a mist coming all the way over to this post. It's not a real strong sprinkler head, but at least it's making its way all the way over there to the black post now. Thanks for watching today. I know I only covered 7 items on a long list of household maintenance. I only picked 7 to talk about today, but if you can think of some other major ones and you want to drop them in the comments below, if I can get enough ideas, then I'll put out part 2 of this video. I hope you found this video useful. Please be sure to like it and subscribe to this channel. Until next time.